Rick, lately I've been seriously thinking about joining the Jehovah's Witnesses. They might seem super committed, like a really close community that looks out for each other. I'm curious, what's your take on them?
Joe, man, you're about to walk into a whole rabbit hole wrapped in apocalyptic paranoia. The Jehovah's Witnesses weren't just spun out of thin air. The whole thing started with Charles Taze Russell, this businessman who mixed a bunch of esoteric biblical interpretations with conspiracy theories. The dude was obsessed with predicting the end of the world, and he built a whole movement around it.
Wait, I didn't realize the founder was that much of a character. What kind of stuff did he do?
Well, Russell basically cherry-picked parts of scripture and reinterpreted them to fit his own timeline for Armageddon. He was convinced that history was leading up to some apocalyptic event, and that only his followers would be saved. It was less about faith and more about fear, and keeping people on edge about the end times so they'd stay loyal.
Okay, but they seem like such a tight community. They knock on doors and spread their message, which seems kind of wholesome, right?
Sure, it looks like community service on the surface. But that door-to-door thing is part of their recruitment machinery, Joe. It's a numbers game. They want to rope in as many people as possible before the end hits. It's a high-pressure sales pitch for survival, not exactly a spiritual awakening.
Man, that's kind of heavy. Well, what about how they handle problems inside the group? Like if someone questions things or doesn't agree?
That's where it gets real creepy. They're notorious for shunning anyone who steps out of line or starts asking uncomfortable questions. Family members can be cut off, friendships destroyed, all to maintain control and silence dissent. It's less about supporting people and more about enforcing obedience through fear.
That's rough. I guess that kind of isolation can mess with people's heads.
Absolutely. Plus, their leadership is super secretive. No transparency, no accountability. When scandals hit, they sweep it under the rug, and they keep pushing the doomsday narrative to keep everyone on edge and compliant.
Sounds like they're using faith as a tool for control more than anything.
Exactly. It's a cult masquerading as an organized religion. They dress it up with nice buildings and friendly faces, but the core is fear-based control. They make people afraid of the outside world and afraid of what happens if they leave.
Damn, I just thought it was about community and hope.
Yeah, and that's why it's so dangerous. They sell hope as a carrot, but the real motivator is fear of eternal damnation. If you're not on board, you're doomed. That kind of all-or-nothing thinking crushes critical thought.
So, you're saying I should steer clear, or at least be super cautious?
Look, Joe, faith can be powerful and healing, but not when it's wrapped in manipulation. Do your research. Question everything. Find a path that encourages you to think, to grow, to love, not one that isolates you and threatens you.
I appreciate that, Rick. I'm glad you told me all this. I'm definitely going to take a step back and look deeper.
Good. Remember, the best belief system is one that frees your mind instead of locking it down. Don't get caught in the fear trap.
Yeah, no fear traps. Got it. Thanks for always keeping me grounded, man.